Hello there, world of tankers. I am Blitz, and welcome back to my videos. Now, this video is on the AMX 30B Tier 10 French collector vehicle. Now, I'm not sure if my mic is still staticky, but the last two videos I did make my audio is a bit messed up, so if it is, I am sorry. I can't tell though, as I am recording. But this is a really good tank. Now, I just personally got it about 20 minutes ago from recording this video, and in those 20 minutes I played 2 games, and these are going to be the 2 games you're seeing just to show you how powerful this tank can be. So it has a base damage per minute of about 2,800, and I do run calibrated, which I think brings it down to like 2,700, 2,600, but it really doesn't matter because this vehicle is super broken because it has 10 degrees of gun depression, and its gun is extremely accurate, not to mention a very well armored turret. Even though there is that big cupola, it is actually not very easy to penetrate. This is probably the most broken medium I've ever driven in the game. These are 2 games I've played in it, and unfortunately this is a collector vehicle, but as Wargaming has not nerfed it after it's been out for a couple months, I have a feeling they're not going to. You can see though, easy shots right into the turret of that E100. One shell, come on, reload, fires again and gets that second shell, and we're already at 2,200 damage within the first 2 minutes of this game. And that just shows you how ridiculous this vehicle is. And it gets a lot better, and you will see that. We get shot in the side, so I see that there's an E50 there. Don't know what he's doing, so I'm just going to snap him. He does get to me, but I am going to run away. And I do know they have an E100 sitting out there. However, I did not think he would be able to hit me. Unfortunately, that shell bounces, gets me detected. And I'm like, okay, he should not be able to hit me in the turret. Unfortunately, he just gets a very lucky hit into that cupola. But really, it is not a big weak spot, because when you're aiming at the front of that tank, hitting that thing as this super mobile vehicle is running around is not the easiest target. I think it goes 66 kilometers per hour. It is extremely quick. You can see even going uphill, I'm going at 60. Come on, snap that shell right in the front track wheels. He overextends his tank past that rock, and I'm at 3.3 thousand damage, and the enemy still has 4 vehicles left. And that means we are not at a solidified win yet. Now this vehicle has a 6.9 second reload, which is exactly the same as the FE4202. Except, as you know, the 4202 gets the Hesh, which is the big difference. But this tank is just so mobile. It has such an amazing gun. You can see I am just scooting along the entire map, and it gets that 10 degrees gun depression. And it's just everything you would want in a medium. It's like a Leopard, but it actually has armor. It's accurate. It has a very nice gun, and it's not ugly either to look at. You can see I am just driving along. I am detected. I'm not sure how good the camera rating is. I haven't checked, but I scoot past that E75 who is aiming at me. He changed his attention to that AMX. A lot of people want to kill that AMX this game for some reason, but I'm just going to sit here. The E75 bleeds his side a little bit. I snap him, and there goes the E75. Now we are at 4,000 damage. Now I know that they have a 57 heavy, and I see him detected. I just tried to snap that other guy. 57 heavy just looks at me as I back up. Now I thought he was going to rush me, however he didn't. I snapped the shell into him, and it looks like he... I don't even know what he's doing, to be honest. He pulls around the corner. I again thought he was going to try and kill me. I was just going to try and get a bit more damage out. He does not kill me. The WT misses his shell, which means I can shoot the 57. 4,937 damage in the first game I have played in this vehicle. And that's a bit ridiculous, especially just thinking about how much damage I came out with is just insane. 4,937 damage with a mastery, 38,000 credits positive, wasn't running any boosters without premium. With premium we would have earned 50,000 extra, so 88,000 credits I would have earned this game. That is insane. This vehicle is broken. You'll see how many shells I fired. I fired 17 shells, 14 of those penetrated, 16 hitting. I have a 92% accuracy, and this is just the first game I'm showing you. The second game I played in this vehicle was even better, which is hard to believe, but I've literally only played 2 games in this vehicle, and you can look at the bottom of the timeline just to prove it. But this was the first one. Let's get into that second one. Now, I could have also used this replay in bad teams, but since I played the second game in the tank and I did so well, I just wanted to show it anyways, even though it is unfortunately a terrible team I am dealing with. But starting off, you can see I have me and the Bat Chat, and I immediately look at the team roster, and I see that they have a Bat Chat, a 62A, an AMX 30B, and 50B, which means they are 90% going to push the medium way. I see the Bat Chat's AFK, so I realize he's not even going to be doing anything. I immediately want to get out of there. Now I am going to wait just a little bit over here because I know that their whole team's most likely going to push on this side, especially since our team is now inside the pit on the other side and they still haven't spawned anybody, so I know that they're all pushing to this side of the map. I already snapped one shell into that 62A, and we are sitting at 300 damage already. Our Bat Chat's pretty much dead, unfortunately. And I am going to try and get that Jagdpanzer. And you can see that amazing accuracy, aims right in. And unfortunately, that 62A just manages to get the side of my vehicle for 300, but that's no big deal as we're sitting at 700 damage already. Now you can see my team is splitting up, which is what you never want to do. We have two tanks, a heavy tank and a tank destroyer heading towards the enemy spawn 1. I have a 268 over at our spawn and the 57 heavy and the other heavy tank over here, which is never what you want to do. Now I load into that APCR now because I don't need heat, and I'm still getting that Jagdpanzer in the side. You can see this gun is just so detrimental. We've already picked up 1300 damage. I'm not spotted. Get him again, we go undetected, and the Jagdpanzer is taken out. And now there is a 62A, and I am detected, which is unfortunate, but you can see how the enemy team is sticking mostly together, pushing over on the one side. That 62A must have just hit my turret with that shell, as it did not penetrate, unfortunately. And that's a real shame. And talking about whether or not this tank is worth it for the 25,000 gold, it is completely worth it. I'm not going to be showing the armor of this vehicle just because there's really no point. It doesn't really have much armor. I will say, though, the turret is very hard to penetrate. Don't ask how that shell hit. I have no clue how that hit. But the turret on this vehicle, the mantlet part, if I can show you the mantlet, I'll pause the replay as soon as I aim out. Oh, I guess I'm going to keep aiming in because that's what I like to do. Alright, so you can see there is the mantlet. So where that mantlet is about, I'd say, 300 to 400 thick. So this whole mantlet in the front is about impenetrable. So only spots you can penetrate, and you can't penetrate the top because it's not a ricochet, and you really can't penetrate the sides because it's also a very steep angle, as you can see. So really, the whole turret's impenetrable except for the big cupola. And when this thing is going back and forth, that is a very hard target to hit. It's one of the hardest targets, actually, in my opinion, to hit in the game. Because you think, oh, I'm just going to shoot it in that big blaring weakness. But it's actually, you target it so much that it's actually, when the tank moves back and forth, your auto aim gets all messed up. It's actually a very hard target to hit, just because this tank is so mobile. And if you want to know what this vehicle is pretty much like, it's a Leopard with 10 degrees of gun depression, but it has armor. You will no longer have to worry about hiding your turret when you pull up, getting penned by any tanks, even tank destroyers. You can bounce with this. And if you own the AMX 31 or whatever it is, the prototype, it is pretty much the exact same vehicle as this. This is just a better version of it, and that is why I really wanted this vehicle. Because also, I will say, the AMX 31 is one of the most overpowered tier 9s. Crazy amount of hit points, crazy gun. It's just a ridiculously good tank. You can see I slammed 2 high explosive to the side of the other AMX 30B, killing him, and we hit 4,000 damage. Now we're sitting at 4,500. And I thought that E75 was aiming at me, so I backed up. Now I thought I did have heat loaded here, but apparently I didn't, as I just swapped heat, trying him in the gun cheeks, but unfortunately I don't. And yeah, really, I would suggest to buy this vehicle. It's a once-in-a-lifetime type of vehicle. It is extremely good. If you know how to run this vehicle, you can pretty much dominate a match. You can see we're at 5,090 damage now. That is just absurd. And there's still 4 enemy vehicles in the team. I potentially could have done one of the most damaging matches in the entire game of World of Tanks Blitz if my team didn't suck so bad. Look at that. 1,300 hit points there. I would have been sitting at 6,300. Not to mention the enemy vehicles like the E-75. I probably could have done 11,000 damage this game if the enemy team would have let me, which is just insane to think about. That is just crazy. Now you can see here, boom, and I do get lit on fire, which does suck, and I think that E-75 would have gotten me. But this was a great game. 5,500 damage, and I really would suggest to pick it up. It's 25,000 gold. You have enough gold to put on a camouflage or whatever you want. I wouldn't suggest to get attachments for 4,000 gold. That is the biggest waste of money you can probably use in the game. But again, you can see I fired 20 shells, 17 of those hit. That's a very nice accuracy rating. It's just overall a great tank. I really would suggest to pick it up. It's not in crates, so I do promote Wargaming for doing this. As long as they don't put vehicles in crates, I don't care if they sell the tier 10s for $100. I still think it's better than crates. Thanks for watching my video though. If you did like it, please subscribe and leave a like down below. Thanks for watching.